In 2003, after the American invasion of Iraq, Saddam Hussein's regime fell apart, leading to the collapse of the state. However, from this chaos, a resistance movement arose. This movement fought back against the invading forces for years. Within this resistance, a legendary fighter emerged. This fighter became known as the Baghdad Sniper, or Juba the Sniper. Over time, he created confusion and fear among the American military and special forces, no matter what advanced equipment they had. Why were American soldiers so anxious about this powerful sniper, Juba? And why did they create a rival legend in Chris Kyle? Was Juba ever captured by American forces? One day in 2003, right after the American invasion of Iraq, a group of American soldiers was traveling through the streets of Baghdad in their armored vehicle, heading back to base. Suddenly, a sharp shot struck the driver in the head, causing the vehicle to swerve and crash into a pile of rocks by the side of the road. The soldiers quickly jumped out, unsure of where the shots were coming from. Then another shot rang out, taking the life of another soldier. It became clear they were up against a sniper. Although they tried to locate him, he remained hidden. When they finally identified the direction of the shots, they fired back, but the sniper stayed hidden, picking them off one by one. It felt like they were being hunted by a ghost from afar. The soldiers sought refuge in nearby buildings, trying to escape the relentless sniper, but there was no safe place. The elite sniper continued his attack, shooting from the windows. When the soldiers went to the roof to spot him, a rain of bullets came down, killing them one by one. This sniper showed incredible skill, moving swiftly between buildings and setting up in new spots, always hitting his targets. In another incident, a battalion of American forces conducted searches in Iraqi homes, claiming they were looking for terrorists. In truth, these were brave resistance fighters defending their land against the occupiers. The elite sniper quickly learned about this and geared up for action. He positioned himself strategically, striking the enemy with incredible accuracy. One by one, he took down American soldiers. Whenever they figured out where he was firing from and shot back, he would swiftly change locations, making it impossible for them to track him. His speed and precision were a nightmare for the soldiers, forcing entire battalions to retreat in embarrassment. A single man standing against a whole battalion with the latest weapons was an incredible sight. The legendary Baghdad Sniper was said to have caused tremendous losses for the American military. His terrifying presence earned him the nickname Juba. Interestingly, this name comes from a dance performed by some Africans known as the Dance of Death. It's fitting, as when Juba was on the battlefield, American soldiers scattered like dancers trying to dodge his bullets. Juba bewildered the American forces for several years, inflicting massive casualties. According to Iraqi resistance sources, it's estimated he might have killed between 650 and 700 American soldiers from 2003 until his disappearance in 2006 or 2007. Just imagine, one person against 700 soldiers. That's an astonishing number. Juba remains a mysterious figure, with no one knowing his real name or face. The image often associated with him is likely a popular representation but may not be accurate. Some sources claim he was from Al-Anbar province, his real name being Ammar al-Anzi, a member of the Alani tribe, which has a presence in Iraq, Saudi Arabia, and Syria. Before the invasion, he was a soldier in the Iraqi army, and afterward, he joined the resistance. There are also theories that Juba was not a single person. Some believe multiple snipers adopted the name to confuse and mislead US forces. This ambiguity only adds to the legend, making it difficult to separate fact from fiction. Juba targeted various objectives, battalions, vehicles, or armored cars. After striking, he would relocate to carefully chosen hiding spots, making it hard for the enemy to spot him. He usually set up about 200 to 300 meters away from his targets, a significant distance that made it tough for them to pinpoint him. Juba was often referred to as the Ghost of Baghdad due to his ability to strike fear into the hearts of American soldiers while seemingly vanishing without a trace. His incredible marksmanship and elusive nature led to tales of him appearing and disappearing almost like a ghost, which heightened the fear and uncertainty among US troops operating in Iraq. He used an Iraqi-made rifle called the Tabuk, a modified version of a Russian sniper rifle. While this weapon wasn't considered advanced and typically had a range of about 200 meters, some reports say Juba could hit targets from as far as 500 meters. Nevertheless, he chose to engage at around 200 meters to ensure maximum accuracy. Once he selected his position, Juba would open fire quickly, hitting his targets before they realized what was happening. He focused on the neck and head to ensure his shots were deadly. His accuracy was remarkable, and it was rare for him to miss. When Juba fired at American soldiers, they often tried to dodge the shots, leading to chaotic scenes. According to reports, an American general advised his troops to dance to avoid his bullets. Initially, the soldiers tried to throw smoke bombs to block the sniper's view and take cover behind the smoke. However, they struggled to locate him because of his expert concealment skills. He would be long gone before they ever spotted him. Legend has it that when soldiers arrived at the sniper's previous location, they found empty shell casings and a note written in Arabic on a black and white background declaring that the Baghdad sniper had been there. Each empty casing represented a victim. When American soldiers compared their body count to the sniper's kills, they realized the numbers matched, proving that Juba had not missed a single shot. American forces became desperate in their fight against Juba. They armored their vehicles and even reinforced their own bodies for better protection. But Juba didn't let up. He targeted their weak spots, the joints, neck, and lower back, where they couldn't adequately shield themselves. It was as if he had an instinct for finding their vulnerabilities. Juba, the Baghdad sniper, was a mystery for the American forces. They even put a huge bounty on his head, offering up to $40,000 to anyone who could provide information leading to his capture. In response, Juba flipped the script and offered a staggering $100,000 to any American soldier who could show their face from a tank or an armored vehicle. His challenge was clear: show your face, and it will be the last thing you see. It was a direct threat, a bold defiance. Over the years, 4 video excerpts emerged, almost like films made by the Iraqi resistance between 2005 and 2007. These films, titled Juba, Baghdad Sniper, depicted some of Juba's sniper operations against American soldiers. They showcased how Juba executed his sniper missions and documented training sessions for various resistance sniper groups, many of whom were likely trained by Juba himself. He represented an elite group, striking fear into the hearts of his enemies. The stories about his exploits inspired courage among fellow fighters while sowing doubt among American troops. In essence, it was a form of psychological warfare. In retaliation, the U.S. military aimed to create its own legend to rival Juba. This new figure was Chris Kyle, an elite sniper who became a symbol of hope and pride for American soldiers. Reports from the military claim he took out 160 individuals during the Iraq War, although the real number is likely closer to 250. Chris Kyle earned a reputation as one of the deadliest snipers in U.S. military history. There are accounts suggesting that Kyle shot women and even children, with some claiming that his first kill was a woman. These individuals were said to be carrying explosives or posed threats to American forces. The military took pride in him, promoting his name worldwide. He became a legend, and a movie titled American Sniper, released in 2014, depicted him as a hero fighting against terrorists. Even the Hollywood movie American Sniper featured an actor portraying Juba. You might wonder why, in a film intended to glorify the American sniper, they would include Juba and highlight his skills. This is what happens when your enemy becomes a legend. Even when trying to celebrate your own army and hero, it's hard to ignore the abilities of your opponent. Otherwise, viewers would see the dishonesty in the narrative. If this American film shows Juba as a formidable force, it raises questions about the reality of the situation. Juba was a legendary fighter, often overlooked, while Chris Kyle could not reach Juba's level of notoriety. Towards the end of the film, Juba is portrayed as a terrorist in an attempt to compare him to Kyle. They depict Kyle taking out Juba with a long-range rifle. While this may fit within the film's story, in reality, only fate could determine if Kyle or anyone else could have killed Juba or even come close to him in battle. A quick comparison reveals the true nature of each man. Chris Kyle was a soldier in an occupying army, while Juba was defending his homeland. Kyle had all the support available: advanced weaponry, armored vehicles, aircraft, and satellites. In contrast, Juba relied on his faith and his fellow fighters. While Kyle reportedly took down about 250 people, Juba is estimated to have eliminated around 700 soldiers. When it comes to strategy, concealment, and tactical intelligence, Juba stands out as the victor. The Americans tried to craft the image of their sniper through various films and narratives, but matching the legendary status of Juba was impossible. Now, let's talk about how Chris Kyle met his end. After leaving the military in 2009, he opened a firearms training center in Texas. Tragically, on February 2, 2013, Kyle and his friend Chad Littlefield were shot and killed at a shooting range in Glen Rose, Texas, by Eddie Ray Ralph, a 25-year-old U.S. Marine Corps veteran. Kyle and Littlefield had reportedly taken Ralph to the gun range in an effort to help him with his post-traumatic stress disorder, which he suffered from after his time in the military. Ralph, who had been struggling with mental illness, unexpectedly opened fire, killing both men. Juba, the infamous sniper of Baghdad, became a legendary figure in the eyes of the Iraqi resistance and a haunting specter for American forces. His disappearance between 2006 and 2007 remains shrouded in mystery. As U.S. troops intensified their search for him, rumors circulated that he had been captured. Some reports suggested that Juba was taken prisoner by American forces without them fully realizing they had apprehended the man they were hunting. According to these accounts, Juba was subjected to brutal treatment during his captivity. Many believed he was tortured, suffering immensely at the hands of his captors. The specifics of his fate are unclear, but the narrative suggests that he ultimately lost his life due to the harsh conditions of imprisonment. This storyline, however, lacks concrete evidence, as official announcements regarding his capture or death were never made. The Iraqi resistance worked to keep Juba's legacy alive, claiming that he was still free and fighting against the occupation. They wanted to deny American forces the satisfaction of having captured such a symbolic figure. Juba's feats and the fear he instilled in American soldiers were celebrated in propaganda videos, ensuring that his story continued to inspire both fighters and civilians alike. In the aftermath of the Iraq War, Juba's legend transformed him into a symbol of resistance for many. Despite the ambiguity surrounding his fate, he remains an immortal figure in the memories of Iraqis and Muslims globally. His story encapsulates the complexities of war, where heroes and legends emerge from the shadows, leaving lasting impacts on those who bear witness to their actions. Juba's legacy endures, continuing to resonate within the narrative of resistance and the fight for sovereignty.